Welcome to another episode of Out of the Blank Podcast. Ben is back. He's the angry dad for folks who might not know who he is. He's been on the show multiple times. Always enjoy our chats.
Oh yeah, Robbie, man, it's always good. It's nice because we catch up every so often. We live just enough life to give each other updates, and it's real. I like I said, I always enjoy it. I was close to you last weekend. I wish I would have been able to actually see you, but man, sometimes when I make these work trips, I'm just so busy. I barely even have time for myself to enjoy.
Why'd you go to West Virginia?
OSG. So I was in Charleston, West Virginia. OSG is official strongman game, so it's basically like the Super Bowl of strongman, where it's like it's not the open class, it's not world's strongest man, but it's so in strongman games, there's weight divisions. So there's women's weight divisions, men's weight divisions. So whoever wins this is considered the strongest man in their division. So they're the strongest man in the world in their division. So like, they have a 105, 95, a masters, people over 40. You know what I'm saying? So there was 375 competitors and whittled down to top 10 of each division. And then those top 10 had a final. So Friday was the first round for everyone to score points during the game. Saturday, same thing, two events, to determine who's going to be the top 10 through points. And then Sunday was finals.
Is there like a point competition where I could just see they just put up a bunch of plywood or something and see how many boards you can break? Remember they used to do that back in the day with kids in their karate tournaments?
Oh, let me tell you right now. I would. Speaking of that, I was just watching a video on it was like the Power Crew. It was like a Christian breaking crew where like they go from church to church and they break ice and boards. And I can't remember.
Is it a Christian group that does it?
Yeah. It was
For the Bible. I'm just
yeah. They would break bricks, boards, ice, and I just remember watching videos of them growing up, but I've never able to see that tour. But then now that you say that, I'm like, oh, I remember they used to do that, and I just saw a video on TikTok not that long ago that was like, do you guys remember this? I was like, man, I do remember. I remember remembering seeing that and being like, that is the coolest thing I've ever fucking seen. Where can I go watch that?
It would be really good for Ty Pennington and his Extreme Home Makeover if he just got a bunch of strong men to start punching holes in drywall. All right, guys, we got to make this home fit for a family of 5, and then just start punching holes in walls and shit.
That's it. Yeah, it's just crazy. Even with the official strongman games, I've been going to a lot of strongman tournaments and stuff like that because I'm in the industry now, and it's just insane. How strong people are. You know what I'm saying? I keep seeing crazy feats of strength, and I'm just like, well, I just wasn't paying attention to it not that long ago, and now that I am, I'm like, goddamn, motherfuckers are strong as fuck.
Strength has never been it's weird when you for everyone listening, me and Ben we always usually talk about fitness, but we're big fitness guys. I usually don't like when you enter a gym for the first time, besides trying to figure out what your goal is, there's like this weird dividing line when you start getting addicted to it, where you start going to, do I want to be a bodybuilder? Do I want to be a power lifter? Do I want to be a CrossFitter? Do I want to be a yoga person? All this. And it's kind of confusing, but everyone starts to fall into their groups and they kind of adapt this weird personality with it too. I have never been about powerlifting because of the fact that you have to eat a lot to get into that position, and I'm not about that. People have been telling me now, they're like, you're looking like swole, like I'm looking like I'm like, it's only because I don't have time to do my 5 hours of fucking cardio anymore. I'm not adding anything different into the menu. It's just not being able to excessively burn calories, so I'm like holding on more water and things of that sort. But it's like, I always just tell people, I'm like, look, you're gonna find what works for you, and that thing that you think that works for you is gonna work for a month, and it's gonna be something completely different. So don't get frustrated with it. But I was curious on your thoughts on supplements. I mean, do you think what do you give them an A? You give them a no? Come on. Jason takes like 80,000 of them. He won't admit to it though.
Like I said, supplements are different per person. Some things work for some people, some things don't work for some people. I am a big believer in supplements. And when I mean supplements too, not just gym supplements, like we're talking branched chain amino acids, creatine, fat burners and stuff like that. Vitamins are considered a supplement. You know what I'm saying? Having B12, having magnesium, having calcium, D3. Those are all, I want to make sure I make a defined, clear line on those kind of supplements. make sure that you get a well brand, like a good brand. Don't and look at the ingredients on the back of those kind of supplements. Make sure it says those supplements because a lot of times you'll find is there'll be a mixture, and you don't want the ones that are mixed up. It should just be D3. It should just be magnesium. It should just be calcium. It should be a B complex because you'll get a lot of them if you look at the ingredients on those kinds of supplements for vitamins. Sometimes you'll get mixed things in there, so it's like you don't want those. So that's why I always say look at the brand, look at the ingredients, because sometimes you'll just be buying bullshit. But when it comes to like pre-workout, post-workout, protein, I believe in those. But the thing is it's not something you lean on, or it's because it'll turn into a crutch. I need this so I feel better. Guess what? A protein shake is great when you need to fill in when you're lacking in time. So like I don't drink protein shakes every single day. You know what I'm saying? I will have it when it's needed. Like the majority of my like this is what I would like in my protein shake. I get Costco egg whites. I mix in flaxseed, and then I also put in
Oh,
a caramel sugar-free syrup. I mix it up and I drink it. And guess what? I just drank pure protein, and it tastes like like you can make it literally taste like chocolate milk, or you can make it taste like a caramel frappe from fucking McDonald's.
no, I don't believe you at all. You said flaxseed. It tastes like ass.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It's ground flaxseed. You just mix it in there with it, and it gives it the same consistency of like if you poured powdered chocolate milk into the egg whites and mixed it. You see what I'm saying? Like it's a texture thing, but the thing is it tastes just like a regular fucking drink that you would because like Costco egg whites don't taste like it. They're not even slimy because of the way they're processed cold pressed, and because of that, it has the consistency of milk. So that's why I keep saying chocolate milk. So when you drink Costco egg whites, it just tastes like if whatever you mix it with, it's just going to taste like a flavored milk powder, whatever you put it in.
I don't know if I believe this. This is like those hucksters online that say you can put protein powder on a plain donut and it tastes just like a powdered donut, except it's protein. I'm like, that's not true.
But that's what I'm saying. I'm not putting protein powder in the egg whites. I'm putting fucking the Torani syrup in whatever flavor. I do sugar free. You don't have to do sugar free. You can put literally any flavor of that kind of syrup in there, and then it's gonna taste just like that. So it's delicious and easy. But that's what I'm saying is I'll drink that every day because it's food. I'm drinking food. I'm drinking egg whites. But protein powder, it's a supplement. It's a meal replacement. It's a protein supplement. It's meant to fill in the gaps when needed. It's something you don't have every single day. You know what I'm saying? Because it'll mess up your digestion. Because what it is it's trying to process something that is not like natural. Protein powder is not natural, but guess what? Every so often it ain't gonna hurt you, but every single day it'll fuck up your stomach. The people get the shits, people don't feel good,
Hmm.
people take it and they're like, oh man, I just, it always messes me up. Guess
Bubble
what? Because
guts.
it's yeah, exactly. It's because it's food, but it's not real food. It's a processed product. You have to process all the curds and all that stuff from whey to get the whey out of the fucking milk. You know what I'm saying? So
I
it's
get
not
it.
it's not like I said, it's don't use it every single day because guess what? It's not meant for every single day. It's a replacement for here and there. And then like creatine's important. People need to take creatine. I definitely agree. But once again, check the ingredients because guess what? Sometimes you'll get filler in creatine. You'll get branched chain amino acids. Guess what? I love branched chain amino acids. I take them all the time. People will tell you that they're garbage.
Yeah, it's the most picked on of the
Yeah, it's the
supplements.
most picked on. You know what I'm saying? But the thing
They
is,
taste
it's
good
like,
though.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. They taste good, and guess what? The small amount of benefit that you're gonna get from those branched chain amino acids because it tastes good is worth it. Because what happens is if you're just drinking water, and if you just like a lot of us need some kind of flavoring, and if you're putting like let's say you make Kool-Aid and you're just drinking Kool-Aid, like guess it's sugar-free Kool-Aid. Well, guess what? You're drinking all those chemicals from the sugar-free Kool-Aid. I'd rather be drinking the branched chain amino acids and getting that a little bit more of a benefit than just having sugar-free Kool-Aid.
Are
You
you
see what I'm
that
saying?
are you that health conscious that like people want to lose weight, but then when you tell them they have to switch to a sugar-free thing, which I think a lot of fitness people do a lot of sugar-free stuff anyway, they go, no, because there's all those artificial flavorings in there that cause cancer and cause this and cause that. And no one's denying that that might be true. We're just saying that, well, then you're not going to lose weight because you can't get the taste that you want by getting the calorie consumption from the other product that you are going towards because you don't want sugar free. And it's also for the health industry. All these health fitness people, probably some of the most unhealthy people I've ever met in my entire life. Not that they don't look fucking amazing, but they're just either abusing their body or they're doing things like that that would be considered bad for you. Like I drink a lot of sugar-free drinks. I don't drink anything that has sugar in it. But people are like, we're having artificial flavor. I was like, dude, we're all gonna die. It's gonna happen. We're all gonna end up in a box, or we're gonna be in an oven, or we're gonna do something's going to happen. But we're all meeting our maker at some point. So I'm like, I blame the industry, to be honest with you. Not even the health industry. It's everything. So at this point now, if someone ends up saying that they like, I eat one egg a day, one egg, that's it, and I look fucking great. So I'm like, it does not work for everyone. It doesn't feel good, but I'm just saying that works for my body. I don't know why. I think my body's like California. The reason why I say that is, they could easily just desalt the water and they would end their drought problem. But I filtered so much bad stuff in my body. My body got tired of waiting for water to finally come in. So they're like, let's just learn and research how to turn the bad stuff into good stuff. So now I feel like if I put water in my body, it'll just shut down and I'll be dead.
Hey, it's hilarious because just like you said, everyone says sugar free this, sugar free that, it's bad. Well, guess what? There's a stack of studies that say that it's absolutely fine. There's no difference between drinking a regular soda and a sugar free soda because, regardless, in the United States, you don't get raw sugar sodas. You ever wonder why Mexican soda tastes better? If you ever I was just hanging around a whole bunch
Sweeter.
of sweet it's because in the United States, they're allowed to process things to make it cheaper for them to produce. So guess what? If you're drinking a regular soda versus a sugar-free soda, there's no fucking difference because you're getting the exact same amount of chemicals in it. We're not even having like raw real sugar in our soda. So making that switch is perfectly fine. But the reason people need to, like, I would say an average person, a person who doesn't work out, a person that eats pretty healthy, if they switch to a sugar-free product and just try to maintain as much sugar-free as they possibly can, guess the fuck what? They're gonna lose 5 to 10 pounds in the month because guess what? They've eliminated a lot of the stuff. Like if you, and I'm gonna use soda as what's called. If you drink 5 sodas a day, those 5 sodas have almost 500 calories per soda and a certain amount of carbohydrates per soda. I can't remember the thing, but if you switch to a zero soda, now you've eliminated almost what? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So that's 2,500 calories out of your diet if you drank 5 sodas a day and ate healthy.
I think more people are, yeah, but more people are afraid of cancer than they are
Yeah,
of obesity.
more people might be afraid of cancer, but guess the fuck what? Look at the back of your soda can, read the fucking ingredients, and then hey, get a soda from outside of the country and read the back of those ingredients. That's what I'm always trying to like I'm just clearly stating. Look at the facts before you start throwing stones like aspartame this, aspartame that. Well, guess the fuck what? How long have people been drinking diet fucking Coke before you were born? And they're still alive. There's people still what's called you know what? Everything gives you cancer.
Yeah, but hang on, there's anomalies. My grandma lived to be like 90 something years old and she smoked like a carton every 4 days. So
And guess what? And guess what? That's something that happens. You know what I'm saying? It's even the same thing with vape. People are dying from vape. Everyone's all, oh, vape's better for you. Vape's better. No, like guess what? It's the studies have finally caught up with it, and now people. I'm not downing you for doing it, but what I'm saying is that the studies are now coming out. It's just as bad. I'm just saying.
everything, like I said, it's every 10 years there's new information where the information that was all this is 100% good for you. Try this. Now, like, I mean, I just, like I said, I blame the industry. I don't blame people. I blame the industry. But
100%.
I don't like the people that go and say, you need to do this or this is this and this. I was like, no, you don't know because everyone is specifically different. The best thing you can do is find what works for you and that's it. It's like some people can eat potato chips, steak, all this type of stuff, where if I did that, I would bloat up so quick because my body can't process it anymore. It hasn't done it in a while. But I mean, honestly, I know a lot of people that eat like dog shit, but they have 6-pack abs. And I'm like, I have no clue how you keep that. when you eat like, I mean, someone that'll drink a pack of 24 natural lights. And I mean, they're a construction worker, which is probably how they burn it off, but that's all they do is that. And then they eat junk food and they're just ripped. And I'm like, well, some people are just gifted by the gods.
Yeah, some people just have the genetics, and there's some of us that just have to work for it too. You know what I'm saying? You know, that like we all have to put in the work for it. It just doesn't magically happen. Like even for myself, I was huge. I was fucking 350 pounds, just one giant blob who worked 12 hours a day, sometimes 17 at a job, and was just. Then one day I got sick and tired and being fed up, I got into shape. But it's because have the genetics to fucking eat good. I didn't have the genetics that were gonna make me look fit. I didn't have any of those. I had the poor shitty genetics, and it took me a fire under my ass to fucking get my shit started. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to work for it. Like a lot of times people take for granted the way a person looks. Well, guess what? The reason a lot of times the reason people look the way they look is because they put effort towards what they fucking want and put effort towards what they want to do. You want to live and look good and be good and feel good, it takes fucking effort. It just doesn't take sitting on the fucking couch and not getting shit done.
You can't say that because that's fat phobic.
I give a fuck. I was fat. I'm 300 pounds right now, so that's considered obese, fat. I'm above the fucking market. So guess what? I can't be fat phobic because I'm already huge. I'm already big. You know what I'm saying? It's like people want to say that. Well, guess the fuck what? I'm on that spectrum. According to the doctors on my BMI, I'm supposed to be 175 pounds at my height. And 175, I'm already more almost double.
175. What?
That's what I'm saying.
I'm 160 and I'm considered obese, but I'm shredded. Well, not shredded. That's gloating. I'll say I'm slightly ripped.
Yeah. But like I said, for my size, the BMM, like that's never been updated. You know what I'm saying? And the thing too is like, you got to remember, I was watching a video not that long ago where they were showing clips of what exercise used to look like for high school gym practice, high school, you know, if you're being in the gym.
And they showed a movie of Varsity Blues where the guys were 30 years old playing 17-year-olds.
You know what I'm saying? But they had military exercise. People were doing pull-ups, kick-up. Not one fat person in the fucking gym. You know what I'm saying? It's because now everyone's laxed. Everyone's like, oh, we can't. Like we're downplaying what we should be having. You know what I'm saying?
Well, they made men have higher body expectations, and then they lowered the bar for women to have higher body expectations. If that makes sense, a lot of people say that's controversial, but women can be whatever size they want and they're beautiful. But then if guys gain weight, you saw Keanu get shit, you saw Leonardo DiCaprio get shit. Guys have like this. I mean, plus bodies have changed from like 30 years ago. If you look at those people that were like, I think there was a picture of the Titanic when they had a gym in the Titanic, and all these guys are on equipment that looks like it's not like the machine that literally it looks like, you know, when you rub a towel and you on
Yeah, a
your
little
back and
vibrating
forth.
belt.
Yeah, it's a vibrating belt on this person. It doesn't do anything for you, but it's there, and the people are doing it, and their body looks like a normal, average human body that does not take care of themselves. But now we have these gods that are just all over Instagram that are like 0.0% body fat, and if they ate a Cheerio, they die of a stroke or something.
Like I said, being on the other side of the camera now, just being around these guys, it's hilarious because, like I said, you can tell who's really fucking working for it, and some people are just phoning it in. And just seeing that difference it's hilarious to me because it's like, what I'm saying, I've been around some of the elite athletes in bodybuilding and in strength sports, and it's just so funny. Like when I'm watching videos, I'm like, oh, this guy's just phoning it in, and like you can really tell because the way it's recorded, the way it's done, the way it's being said, and it's like, oh, like that's garbage.
Do they ever express getting hate online from people that call them like not natty or something like that?
There is. It's funny because like real high level elite athletes do not do not care. The only thing they care about when someone's making a comment is them telling them about their technique. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of these athletes that I talk to and speak to, they this motherfucker right here looking like this, telling me I'm doing it wrong. That's the only thing that they care about. They're like, that's the only thing that really like that even blips on their radar. They're like, man, fuck this dude. I'm a champion. I'm an elite athlete, and I'm here because this is the way I do it. You know what I'm saying? But people like Natty or not, they could. There's no real hate besides that gets under their skin. You know what I'm saying? There's like they don't even care. They can't even phantom anybody like really just be like, oh yeah, well I can't believe he said that. Like no, they 100% don't care. The only thing that I've ever seen someone get under the skin about is commenting on their technique, saying that's not proper. You know what I'm saying? Especially when someone doesn't even look the way they look, to be like, you need to do it like this. I'm like, no, I don't, because this is what works for me. This is how I do it.
What is your perspective on people that use supplements to get like this insane body compared to if someone does it naturally? Do you have more respect for the person that does it naturally, or do you just have the same amount of respect for getting in that shape in general?
Now check this out. It takes talent to make a body. I've been in the industry long enough to know that just because you take something doesn't mean you're going to get something. You know what I'm saying? It still takes work, it still takes drive, it still takes, dedication to get where you want to go. Just because you take something doesn't mean you're going to get something. And I express that a lot because people feel like there's a magic bullet, a magic pill, a magic something, or it's a miracle. It's a Christmas miracle. I woke up and I'm completely shredded with a six pack. Like, no, no, work is work. And when people put in the work, you can tell. You can tell. You know what I'm saying? You just don't magically put on size. You just don't magically get muscles. You don't magically. It takes time. It takes dedication. It takes hard work to build any kind of physique, any kind of strength, any kind of feat of high level athlete, high level, person. Like I said, when you go to the gym, you can tell who's putting in the work. You can tell who's not putting the work, and it's the same thing with all these athletes. Like just because you take something doesn't mean you're gonna make something. Like that's the truth.
I work I do it naturally. I was on supplements a lot when I was 17. I actually just got back. I'll show you a picture when we get done here of like 9 year difference. You can tell off to the left because I'm more tan because I was doing jet skis for a while, but I got my body back without supplements. And really I'm 40 pounds heavier. So I look a lot different, but it's just like I don't know, like for me doing it natural, then all my friends are coming up like, oh yeah, we took this steroid or this steroid to get in this competition shape. I'm like, wait, so I've been doing it the fucking hard way while everyone else has just been shooting up and doing whatever. So like I don't have that stigma behind now I do have thoughts on when someone gets in really good shape, epic shape, and they took steroids, I don't look at you kind of like you earn that. But if you're taking just supplements, as in like booster, not booster, like T booster's fine, but creatine, whey protein, and you get a body like that, I think it's just as respectable if you did it without any supplements.
Well, see, that's the thing too. Is like regardless of supplements or not, you can tell. Yeah, and like I said, if you're not eating right and you're not working right and you're not really putting time and dedication, you'll never get anything. And that's the thing too. Is like I said, you eat what you can. You eat what's purpose for what you need it to be done. You know what I'm saying? Like you eat just enough food to make the muscle, to recover, to feel good, and then you work out just enough. And everyone's different because, like I said, I was watching Blood and Guts not that long ago for Dorian Yates. He trained an hour to 45 minutes the most, but it was 100% maximum effort per fucking workout. You know what I'm saying? And then the rest of the day I just lay around making sure I eat and stay on point. And that's what it takes, and that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? It's regardless, you have to have the time and dedication and the willpower, the mindset to stay on point. Because what fucks a lot of people up is, oh, I worked out this much, I deserve this. And because you feel like you deserve this, you just opened up the floodgates to start eating all the bullshit in the world. Oh, I'll take care of, I'll start again tomorrow. And when I start again tomorrow, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't negate everything you just consumed and everything you just did the day before. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, I'm just gonna work out a little extra more. I'm like, it doesn't work like that. Like you have to stay
Thanksgiving.
on point. Yeah, well, not even Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving's perfectly fine because you're gonna get holidays.
I had 15 crab cakes. You're telling me that's fine?
Oh yeah, that's absolutely fine. Because guess what? You don't have 15 crab cakes every single week
I wish I could. God damn, it was amazing.
But that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It's like there's a lot of people out there that are like, oh, I worked out this hard. I'm gonna go through the drive-through. Oh, I worked this hard. I'm gonna eat this snack instead of like I need to stay on point because like one of the things about bulking and cutting, and I use this term loosely, is because what ends up happening to have is there's a reason why you bulk because you're putting on size. And then there's a reason why you cut is because you're trying to trim down the size. But the thing is as you bulk and you trim down, the trim down is not as much as the bulk because guess what? You've built the muscle. So as you build the muscle, I'm like, okay, I'm getting progress, 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 no more progress. All right, time to cut. And when you start to cut, that's less food, less strength, less progress in the gym. And the thing is as you cut, and you lose that weight, you're not going to lose as much weight as you think you're going to lose. You're going to lose just the right amount of weight, and then it's like, okay, now it's time to bulk. You have to go through these cycles to build. You know what I'm saying? And there's going to be these moments and times where you have to eat a certain amount of food, and then you have to shift it back over to be like, all right, it's time to lessen it out, thin it out, and make progress. Because every time you get to a point where you lose progress, you start over again. Then you switch it back and forth because that's how you build. That's what real bulking and cutting mean. You know what I'm saying? There's a reason why these like athletes have off seasons and on seasons because that off season it's time to put on some size. It's time to build some muscle. Oh, okay, it's almost game time. Let me start losing, losing, losing. Okay, cool. This is where because that's why they have these peak moments. These peak moments is where they're absolute best and they're their most leanest, they're most shredded, they're most physically fit. And then now it's off season time to build more muscle, build more strength because that's the only way you're going to be able to grow.
Well, I mean, do you blame people for not being able to understand, or do you just blame people for trying to shift? Like the culture of ideas has shifted. Like I said, fit phobia doesn't exist, but fat phobia does. It's bad to say to tell someone that they need to get healthy, but it's not bad if you shame someone for being super fit. You know what I mean? Like there's not that double cross that I feel like there's a
No,
double
no,
standard that's applied.
there is a double cross because guess what? There is fit phobia. Those people who hate on those for being healthy. You know what I'm saying? Nobody tells, just like you said, nobody tells somebody, oh, you're too fucking fat, you're eating too fucking much, get fucking healthy. But the thing is it's perfectly fine for people to be like, that's too fit. You're hurting yourself. You're doing too much. You work out too much. That's not good for you. I've heard that more times than I ever heard when I was fat. You know what I'm saying? I've never had anybody tell me, "Oh, you're drinking too many beers. You're putting on too much weight. You're doing these things." But what I have heard is, "Oh, working out like that's not good for your joints. Working out like that's not good for your body. And working out like that's not good for your back." Being too healthy is more common to get like negative comments like that. You know what I'm saying? 100% like, yo, you shouldn't be drinking diet sodas. You shouldn't be drinking zero sodas. You shouldn't be eating all these foods. I'm like, no, I'm healthy in my way, but are you healthy in your way? You know what I'm saying? That like there is that. It is more commonplace for someone to put down a healthier person than it is for someone to put down because everyone's trying to be nice. No one wants to be like, oh, you need to take care of yourself. You need to work out. You need to do this. Is all. Well, they flip it around and be like, no, look at this person. Look at this person. This is the like just like I said, more obese people pass away than fit people. But the thing is it's not good to just like you said, fat phobia. We're changing the narrative of how people look because like, guess what? You're getting a lot of more people that are plus size models, plus size, all this stuff. And look, people are going to be who people are going to be, and I'm never going to shame them for it. But don't throw shit in my face. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I don't care. I don't want to see that. I don't. You know what I'm saying? It's not my place. But the thing is, if it's going to happen, it's going to happen. It's not my fucking business. But don't tell me what the standard is because the standard is to whoever the person is. This is what I want to do. This is how I want to be. And this is how I'm going to be. If you want to be like that, perfectly fine. But I will never tell anybody, like, hey, it wouldn't hurt to work out. It wouldn't hurt to take care of yourself. It wouldn't hurt to lose some weight. You know what I'm saying?
when do you think that happened with society? Like, do you notice a change of when we started kind of focusing less on getting healthy? Like, there was diet trends back in the day, that's gone away. Now it's more about like shaming people who are fit. But all you constantly see is gym, and at least all I see on my algorithm is gym people, even though I don't even like that many gym posts.
Yeah, but that's the thing too is we're in the industry. You work at a gym, you train at a gym, you work out. So the algorithm's going to pick up exactly that because that's our life. That's what we do. That's what I like to see. I like to see new techniques. I like to see new products. I like to see new training methods. I like to see all these things because that's my interest. You know what I'm saying? And it's the same thing for you. You know what I'm saying? You that's what you just because you don't see it doesn't mean it's not happening. But the thing is like I said, it's commonplace because nobody wants to feel bad, and no one wants to make anybody feel bad. And the thing too is like a lot of the people that are out of shape and a lot of the people that are like, trying to push all these narratives are the ones who are, taking over. You know what I'm saying? It's just
Taking
that's just
over.
what it is. Yeah,
Like
taking over like the
Darth
industries
Vader?
of no, not even like Dark Vader, but more like Palpatine, you know what I'm saying? In the background, they're like, you know, I'm fucking not, no one can see me, but I'm controlling this narrative. And because I want people to look like me and be like me, I'm gonna start fucking facing the industry, and this is super conspiracy shit we're talking about right here. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, because you got to really think about
I don't even think it's that conspiracy. That's the crazy thing.
it. Well, that's the thing is like you're never gonna see the person controlling it, but if someone wants to start taking over, guess the fuck what you do? You make them fat, you make them slow, and then you fucking step in and take over. You know what I'm saying? So like there's a lot of conspiracy of like we need to control people in this mindset because guess what? If we make them too lazy to fight us, then they can't fight us.
Now, is it conspiracy? That might be conspiracy, but is it conspiracy to say that they have not told you to? All right, let me give you a time span. In the past 48 months, has any main political figure or politician ever said to someone that you need to lose weight and you need to take care of your health and you shouldn't be concerned with any of the problems that might be facing this country or other countries at the moment? Correct? No politician has said that within 48 months. What did happen is Blasio went on air eating Shake Shack saying you'll get a free shake and a burger if you get a certain thing. That is not good. Why are these politicians doing that? Because they want reelection. What do people not like to hear? Telling them that they need to lose weight. So again, with that thinking, if you start boiling it down into the capitalistic system that we have that runs off fast food, that's their money funder. Look at the price of a McDonald's cheeseburger went up from $1 to like five something. I'm like, hold on a second. My heart doesn't go. I hope a family is going to take care of their kids by feeding them something that's probably more nutritious, but I understand there's time restraints on people. What about homeless people that don't have money at all and are scrounged together to either get a piece of alcohol or get some type of food to make sure that they can at least survive to the next day? And you literally eliminated that possibility for them to be able to do so.
And that's the truth. And that's the truth. And now here's the more conspiracy part. All right. This goes all the way back to the Bill Clinton time.
Oh, Jesus.
All right. The last Arnold Schwarzenegger was named fitness person of the United States. You know what I'm saying? He was like the ambassador of that.
Goddamn right.
All right. And he's the and I think like I'm trying to really dig deep into the fucking brain. I don't remember after that if it's ever been a time when fitness was promoted as strongly as it was when he was set as that person. You know what I'm saying? Think about that. So like that's how far back that goes because it's like nobody's advocated for any kind of physical fit since that moment in time.
Yeah, but that is true. There's been like Ronnie Coleman.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing. Is like that Ronnie Cole, he wasn't set as a political figure or a political person because Arnold Schwarzenegger did become the governor of California,
He married a
and even
Kennedy.
at the yeah, he did, and he like I said, he was promoting fitness the whole time. But like I said, he had a moment in time where like I said, he was acknowledged as someone like we need to be fit, we need to do this, we need to help the kids, we need so think like and like I said, I'm really thinking back to the last political person as someone standing in front of a camera who was at that highest of a level, standing right next to the president, saying we need to be physically fit.
Michelle Obama.
You know,
What? What? Come on, you don't think
I don't know.
Michelle Obama's free lunch program or the healthy lunch thing? It
Well,
didn't
we'll
work
say
out
that.
that
Guess
well.
what? The free lunch program is a free lunch program. That wasn't that healthy eating is healthy eating. But the thing is no, it was not promoted as being physically active.
That yeah, it's kind of true. I mean, they had those commercials when I was a kid on television, but they kind of phased out. I mean, they took out the My Plate from nutrition classes, and they honestly cut a lot of the nutrition stuff in classes anyway because they thought it was too sensitive to be telling kids that they need to eat certain foods and
Oh, even if we get to
ah,
the food pyramid now, man, that updated one that they came out with not that long ago, I haven't checked to see if they even scrapped it or changed it because I was like, this is bullshit. This is why I don't listen to the fucking the shit that they say because like you remember not that long ago, fruit like cereal was higher than eggs. You know what I'm saying? This is way more nutrition than a fucking egg, which is the purest form of protein in the world.
do you I mean, are you concerned about future generations when it comes to, I mean, look how bad the food industry's messed up a lot of our knowledge and information. I mean, I'm sure we do some unhealthy stuff. Like I said, the natural sweeteners, whatever the hell you want to call it. But there's people that are like super organic that only get farm raised stuff, drink raw milk. I've never had raw milk, and I'm fine with drinking regular milk if I was going to drink it.
And here's the crazy part. Like, I went on a little bit of a tangent on trying to find out what is best. And organic is not as good as is organic and regular vegetables, organic and regular like dairy products and fucking vegetables and fruits. They're the same fucking thing. You know what I'm saying? They're still processed the way they're just processed slightly different. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, you got to buy what you can afford because guess what? Organic is 3 times the price. So that's out of my budget. I'm not paying 3 times the price for the same fucking apple as this fucking apple. You know what I'm saying? I'm not paying, organic milk for the same price as double the price of a regular milk. I'm not doing that. Period. I don't give a fuck. I buy what's in my budget. But the thing is like I wanted to find out which one is better. And it's not which is better, it's what's affordable. That's what it always comes down to, which is affordable. And the other thing too is like it's whole foods. The people have a thing where they don't understand what the term of whole foods is. You know what I'm saying? There's processed food and whole food. And I've all like, I still eat crap. I still go out, but I enjoy here and there. I'm not sitting there eating processed food all day. All right. But what whole food is one ingredient items. So like rice is a whole food, ground beef is a whole food, squash is a whole food, potatoes is a whole food. You know what I'm saying? It's when you start buying shit that's in a box and when you start buying shit that's in a can and when you start buying shit that's in a bag, the majority of time that's not going to be whole food. It's going to be processed. It's when you flip the item over, look at the ingredient, and it's got a gabillion ingredients to make it shelf stable. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of times, like I said, I'll eat vegetables, I'll eat meat, I'll eat potatoes, I'll eat the starches. For the majority of the part, I always try to avoid having like even bread. Bread is considered cake. Our bread in the bread aisle is considered cake overseas. You know what I'm saying? Because it's got so much sugar in it. So, like, if you're gonna buy bread, you buy bread in the bakery where it was freshly baked. You don't buy bread in the loaves. Like, trust me, I still like eating sandwiches. I still buy the loaf of bread. But the thing is it's got so
Do you eat
much
the end
crap in it.
piece? Do you eat the
Hmm?
end piece?
Yes, always eat the
Okay.
end piece. I
Everyone
love,
throws that shit away. I was like, what the hell's that?
but that's what I'm saying. It's like if you think about it, you look at the back of the ingredients, it has everything that you don't want in it. But if you go to the bakery and you buy fresh bread that was just made, it's just flour, water, and the yeast and those kind of ingredients that whether it's a cheese bread, a sourdough bread, a Dutch crunch, a fucking French bread, you're just buying bread. You know what I'm saying? It's just the ingredients that it took to make it. And like I said, regular bread will have bubbles in the bread in the loaf, and when you cut it open, it's gonna look like that. It's gonna look way. It's not gonna be this form pressed loaf that you buy in the bread section. You know what I'm saying? Like I used to have a very bad gluten intolerance. It's because I was eating this stuff that I didn't realize it was fucking me up. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with pasta. If you love pasta, look at the ingredients. It shouldn't have a whole bunch of shit. It should just have the basic ingredients that go into pasta. By just changing that alone, you'll process it better. You eat better. If you feel better. You know, how many times have you guys eaten spaghetti and be like, "Oh, I'm fucking done. I'm so fucking full. I'm fucking bloated." It's because you've eaten all that processed shit. When if you would have ate just regular spaghetti with regular ingredients, it'd have been a lot better. You know what I'm saying? Your body would able to digest it.
Do you look at parents that like teach a more healthy lifestyle for their kids? Like I have nephews and they don't know what pizza is. They don't know what taquitos is. Now me and my brother were raised on that. So the fact that his kids haven't had any of that, I'm just shocked. I was like, you gotta let them have a little bit of it or talk about it, but it's all healthy snacks. And I'm like, I don't know if that's the right way either. I mean, they're doing great, but I feel like you also have to kind of indulge in some of those pleasures too, because it'll go in the reverse when you get older and you try them for the first time. Then you're like, why did my parents lie to me about this? Bacon tastes so good.
And here's the thing: I got 4 kids. I don't deny them anything. They
Four.
eat everything. Yeah, I got 4. My
Uh,
oldest is
uh,
22.
okay.
All right, 23 now. My oldest is 23.
He's
My
around my
younger son,
age.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. My younger son is just turned 18. My daughter is 17, or going to be 17 next year. And then my youngest son is 12. So, but I've never denied them. I only eat the way I eat because that's how I want to feel. But the thing is I have a burrito, frozen burritos, Totino's pizza rolls, fucking frozen pizzas, chicken strips, chicken nuggets. You know what I'm saying? Like I'll never deny them those. But the thing is I'm always eating the way I'm eating. And the thing too is like they'll enjoy what they're gonna enjoy. They're gonna eat their dinner. They're gonna have these snacks, which is it makes it so much easier on me because they can just do it themselves. But the thing is because the way I eat and the way I am and how I am always being around them, when they grow up, they'll understand those healthy habits. You see what I'm saying? Like I always say, it's subconscious. If you are a certain way in front of your kids, if you're hardworking, you put in the time and effort, you're always grinding shit out, you're always getting stuff done. As they grow, that's what they'll be because that's what they know, that's what they see. You see what I'm saying? Like like if I'm living a healthy lifestyle, they're going to live a healthy lifestyle too eventually. But the thing is guess what? They're kids. Let them enjoy. Let them eat. Let them have fun. Because guess what? I had fun eating hot pot. I remember when hot pockets came out. When that was a new thing. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't get enough of those hot pockets. Like I remember when frozen TV dinners started getting better. When they used to be just
Getting
straight
better.
trash. You know what I'm saying? Like this tastes like cardboard. And then they're like, "Oh, this actually tastes like food now." But that's what I'm saying. It's like like you got to just live your life by these examples and let the kids have fun.
I get that question a lot. And I appreciate that perspective, but I get that question a lot at the gym. Someone will be like, "How do I like help my kid out? They're like overweight. They're all they're doing is sitting and playing video games." And I was like, "What do you think I did for the longest time? I was 14, 15 years old playing video games constantly. I was addicted to my Xbox. It was a way to hang out with friends and stuff like that when you don't have a car." And I was like, "Do I look like a problem?" And they're like, "No." And I was like, "All right then." I was like, I mean, I'm not a business success, obviously, but I'm like, I'm reasonably fit. And I'm like, I just found the gym and I can't even play video games anymore. I just went the complete opposite. And I've seen so many parents concerned about that where I was like, you're entering the digital age where everything is online. Every option or avenue for entertainment is on through a Xbox, through a game console, through something, through a TV. And I go, they're gonna snap out of it. They're going to realize sex is fucking awesome. They're going to realize driving is awesome. They're going to realize that sex and driving is awesome. They're going to do so much where I'm like, they're just going to evolve into a human being or an adult. But at this point now, it might seem like they have no passion or fire on the horizon, but there is. It's going to take time for them to realize it. They'll get sick of video games eventually. They're not going to be this myth of the 40-year-old person that stays in their mom's basement playing Xbox is not true. It's a construct from Hollywood. I'm sure there are people out there that do that, but those people live outside of their parents' house. They have their own job that affords bills and does things like that. And they play video games because it's safe to them. And as society, we have just rejected people so much to where that is their safe spot.
That's it. That's it. But that's the thing too, is like a lot of times, like You get people that I want to make my kids healthy. Well, first of all, you got to make yourself healthy. If you don't set the standard in your home, then that's the standard they see. You know what I'm saying? I can't stress that enough because
What
I get a lot of
about
people that ask me the same
booze?
question. Well,
What
that's
if,
the thing. It's like I have two examples of that. Like I've got family members who are very heavy drinkers that were my uncles and aunts, and their kids, my cousins, who are like, one's a heavy drinker, the other one's a, I will not take a sip because I don't want to be like them. You know what I'm saying? But that's the 50-50. Like if you're not a heavy drinker and you just drink, guess what? The kid's not going to have any acknowledgement of that. But if you're a heavy drinker, it's going to make one or the two. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be a little flip of the coin because now that's a standard in their lives of what they see. It's fine to get sloppy drunk and have a and seem like I'm having a good time, or like I never want to act like this because this is bullshit and I don't want to be yelled at, I don't want to be screamed at, and I don't want to be hit. So it's like that's what it comes down to. You know what I'm saying? It's like
for
you put more of that in front of them, then you're going to get one or the other. But if you don't put that in front of them, guess what? They're just going to live their life.
for someone that's had like a rough like kind of back history, you got a really good parenting model, I can tell you that much.
Well, and here's the thing: it's like I grew up without my dad, and my dad was, and I have no concept of how my dad really was. I only had the concept of what my mom told me, and what my mom told me was more understanding now than I did then because like he was just a person who was a well wisher and a dreamer. Like if I did this, this will happen. If I do this, this will happen. But he was never a person who did that or made that or had that. You know what I'm saying? So like I really don't know how he was, but I knew in my head growing up, I would always tell myself, I will never be like my dad. I will always be around my kids. I will always take care of my kids. I will do whatever it's possible to make sure that I'm there because I would have my friends who had their dads. And, you know, I was like, oh, that's so cool because their dad would show them how to do this. Their dad would show them how to do that. And I didn't get that. I kind of just had to figure out quite a bit of it on my own on how to like be a person. I grew up in the streets doing street ass, hood ass shit. You know what I'm saying? And the day I knew I was gonna have a kid, I was like straightening up because I need to be here. I need to do this. And I 100% like, and just even from watching TV, watching movies, seeing dads interact like that was the only like concept that I had of it, and I was like, I want to be like this, but you know, even as a young person, because I was like I said, I just turned 18 when my first son was getting ready to be born, and I just knew I needed to work and work hard, and that's what I did. But then I had to go through divorce to understand what it is to be a functioning parent. You know what I'm saying? Like I worked at a foundry called US Pipe and Foundry, and I worked there for a long time, but it was a minimum 612s, which is 6 days a week, 12 hours a day. And that was the minimum amount of hours you could work. So I would always work maybe, you know, a few extra overtime hours. And when I mean overtime, after 12 hours, sometimes I would work an additional two or three. And then I would work basically 3 Sundays out of the month. So I only really had 1 day a week off or 1 day a month off. But it's because I needed to make money to support my family. You know what I'm saying? Like it's at 18 years old, my girlfriend at the time, who I married later, we I moved her in with me. I thought I'll take care of you. I'll take care of the money. I'll take care of the bills, and I put in the work, and I did. I got us our first place. We moved in from one smaller place to a bigger place, but because I worked so much, I was never home. So I never had any real interaction with my kids. I was like, "Oh, hi, I see you," but I didn't get to complete. I didn't get to be involved with it because I needed to be at work all day because I supported I supported my wife and my kid, my first kid. So that's how much it took to work. Without her working, with her taking care of my kid for full time, I needed to always be at work because no education, no high school diploma, no nothing, just two hands, and I can work hard because that's how I grew up understanding. Work hard, you get what you want. And when I went through divorce, I was like, what do I do? Because now it's like my kids are here, I'm here, and I got to work. And then I had to find out what work balance is. Once I learned what work balance is, it and like I was like, I no longer want to work, but I need to work, but I want to take care of my kids. So I had to find that balance. But the thing is I found out that I more want to be involved with my kids' lives, go to the school projects, go to the field trips, do these things. So I started cutting back on work and working less hours to the point where I make just enough to pay the bills, eat good, and be able to just spend time with my kids. And that right there in itself was something that like once I figured out, then I started like really physically and mentally working on myself because I you never know you had issues, you never know you have problems until you got to confront them. And when I started confronting my issues and my problems, I found out that like, oh, this is what it is to have feelings. This is what it is to communicate. This is what it is to talk. This is what it is to speak my mind and not just bottle in my emotions. Because I grew up, a man doesn't talk about how he feels. A man doesn't talk about what he thinks. A man just conveys what he needs. You know what I'm saying? And like in the form of like, I need food, I need shelter. You know what I'm saying? That's basically it. And
Do
when I
you
when I started really working on it, man, changed my life.
do you recommend the whole working, like losing, like there's a large chunk of people that just feel like if they work two jobs or something like that, that they're going to lose time or lose the fun. You're not going to have a social life.
Yeah.
But if you're doing it for your kids, I mean, do you miss the moments that you could have had with your kids because you were working two jobs?
Now check this out. All right, for my first my basically my first three kids, my daughter not so much, but for my first three kids, because like it's my son, my daughter, and then my youngest son. So first two kids, I missed everything. I missed all the small moments because I was at work. And then when with my daughter, I made it that's when I started making that shift where I'm like, "No, I'm going to this. Fuck my job. Fuck what I'm doing. I'm going to this event. I will not miss these events. I will not miss the first day of school. I will not miss the last day of school. I will not miss like singing events, dancing events. I will not miss any of these things at all." And so, like halfway through my daughter growing up, I was present for those. But for my youngest son, every step of the fucking way. And I will never, ever change the way that is. I could give two fucks about my job, two fucks about what the fuck's going on, because I will never miss the time and the moments that I can have with them. Because that's what it took me to learn. Is like your job is not that important. What is more important is the time and effort that you put in towards your kids, towards your family. And like I said, and if you don't have kids and family, your time is valuable to you. You know what I'm saying? There's going to be moments and times where you have to work this hard, and there's going to be moments and times where you don't have to work this hard. But it's up to you to enjoy those moments and times. You know what I'm saying? It's life, is living life. You know, if I didn't have kids, I would probably have worked my fucking ass to the bone to have everything and anything that I've ever wanted. But the thing is I got kids, so that's where my time and effort goes to. But if you don't have kids, guess what? You need to enjoy your moments and times. Like, guess what? You're working two jobs. Your two jobs, like this is an experience right now. Like, there might not be another time in your life where you're working two jobs, but right now you are, and it's perfectly fun, and you're just getting it done because whatever the outcome you want, that's what you're getting. You know what I'm saying? But I do recommend people enjoy their time, spend their time wisely because we don't have much time. The one thing with kids is next thing you know, my oldest son moved out. My oldest son has his own life. My oldest son has a car. My oldest son is doing his own thing, and I get to talk to him every so often. Not all the time because guess what? He's an adult living his life. You know what I'm saying? He calls me every so often. I need some advice, Dad. Dad, how do I cook a steak? Dad, how can you help me fix my car? Dad, you know what I'm saying? These are the only moments and times that I get to spend with him. But I missed the first day of school. I missed the first field trip. I missed him being part of some event at school. I missed not his first steps, but I missed him growing up slowly because I was in the middle of working all the time. You know what I'm saying? And when my youngest son, I didn't miss not one fucking moment. Like he was with me. I would take him to the gym. I would take him everywhere I would go. I would, because like I said, like I could have hired someone to watch him while I was sleeping during the day, but like no, he was with me physically all day, every day, from the day he was born to till basically right now, where like no, he's my rite of car seat in the back. Wherever I go, you go, because I'm not missing any of these moments and times. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would pick him up from school, and it's just like I didn't get to do that with all my other kids. You know what I'm saying? I didn't really have an opportunity to wait in the line and wait for you might wait for every one of my kids to come running out of their classroom, and that's why I do it now.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have kids, but I think about it. I was like, I would rather sacrifice my own personal happiness and time to make sure that I can at least work and afford to make sure that they need everything they could possibly need. It's kind of like when like I see my nephews on Christmas, and I mean, I see them all the time, but when you see them on Christmas and you give them presents, and it can be so small to you, but to them, it's all the experience that makes it everything. And I start kind of going back into my mind a little bit about all my Christmases. I was like, no, it wasn't how I remembered it. I remembered it really, really good and it was everything, but really they were just kind of pulling all these things together and hoping it would be something that I would enjoy. And it was spectacular, but it was like you're in this bubble, this illusion in your childhood mind, and it should stay that as long as possible. It doesn't need to be Santa Claus, it doesn't need to be anything like that, but it needs to be this happiness moment. And I was like, damn, I like, for me, I've had a bunch of car issues happen, and I've just been using Google and YouTube to fix it and trying to do so. But I've learned a shit ton about cars, and I realized, oh, people just don't know shit anymore. We're in this now. The illusion never ended. It was just kind of this whole facade that still grows up, and you have kids that are 30 years old that are getting everything handed down to them on a silver platter. But for kids, it's specifically important. I feel like they should be given, like, a lot of kids don't get free lunches in school. A lot of kids go to school hungry, and we don't have any programs for them. And I think more about the youth than I do about myself now that I'm at kind of the point I'm in my life.
Well, and that's the thing, is like being that example is why it's so important. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of times, like, you got to really think. Like, remember how back in the, who do you look up to? Who do you consider a hero? I'm like, well, guess the fuck what when you have people and kids and the younger generation looking at you, you have to make sure that that's how you perceive yourself. Because guess what? Someone could be watching you. Your nephews, your nieces, they could be watching you, and by seeing that example, any little thing can spark and trigger a kid's life. You know what I'm saying? And I want to make sure that I spark and trigger my kids' lives all the time for them to want to do great. Them to work hard, them to be a good person, them to live their life the way they want to live it, and understand that. Because, like, a lot of times, when you always ask people, what do you want to do with your life? Nobody has an answer. But the thing is that doesn't need to be what the answer needs to be is, I want to be a good person. I want to work hard, and I want to do whatever it is at that moment in time that I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? That's what it has to be. That's how it has to be that go. Because, like I said, everyone's like, I don't know. I don't know what I want to do this. I don't want to know what I don't, no one knows the future when you're a kid. But the thing is, as long as you're a hardworking example who's good to people, good to the world, and always putting out positive energy, put positive vibes, that will completely change the way kids look at things. You know what I'm saying?
Or prevent them at least from turning into someone that's being shameful to fit people.
Yeah, exactly. Because fit phobia is a real thing.
People don't want to admit that.
No,
They
they
never
don't.
will.
It hurts my fucking feelings.
Don't you think we should get like those stamps for food for the healthy products, the stuff that nobody ends up eating anyway? They throw it out at the end.
They do. They do. You know what I'm saying? Right before it expires, I'll take it. They should have a store like that. Like, remember old school bread stores? They should have old school. They should bring back in stores that are like healthy products that are getting ready to expire. I'll eat that right now.
I mean, when a food says it expires in like 60 years and it's cereal, do you trust that? I don't trust that.
I don't trust it at all. I will smell it if I need to eat it, and if it smells good enough, then guess what? I'll take that chance.
If you feed it to a rat and it dies, just don't even bother with it.
Exactly.
Well, Ben, I appreciate the time, man. I know we didn't have a set schedule for this one or a set idea what we were going to talk about, but you always come on and give me the time and the good conversation, which I always appreciate. Love talking to you. But where can people find your links, man?
Well, I'm the angry motherfucking dad. You want to watch my shit? IGTV, YouTube. You want us to do it? Spreaker, SoundCloud, Stitcher, Spotify, Google Play, Apple Podcasts, Podbean, SoundCloud, Deezer, iHeartRadio. This motherfucker's everywhere. You can easily fucking find it. Rate, review, like, subscribe, all that bullshit. I'm also part of the Inner Circle Podcast Network where you can find me. And this is Out of the Blank with Robbie.
I like the sign off. All right. All right. Well, you heard it from the man himself.